Willow class, I'm going to read the next instalment of Was Tutankhamun Killed? So let's find out. Why would someone want to kill Tutankhamun? When you're solving a murder, you're looking for a motive for the crime, like power, money, or even love. Who would benefit if Tutankhamun died? And we have got two suspects, Horemheb and A. So, Horemheb, leader of the Egyptian army. He may have been away fighting when Tutankhamun died, but he could have made a deal with A. He became pharaoh too and tried to remove all mention of Tutankhamun from the history books. Did he have a guilty conscience? And then the second suspect, A. A was the young king's most powerful advisor. This cunning man had also been advisor to his father. When Tutankhamun died, A rushed to bury his master and took power himself. He might also have married Tutankhamun's wife. So wouldn't everyone have known if the pharaoh was killed? The ancient Egyptians didn't have television news or websites to spread the word. Tutankhamun could have been poisoned without anyone knowing. No one was brave enough to accuse the new pharaoh of murder. So here we have a letter clue. Around the time that Tutankhamun died, a letter was sent by an Egyptian queen to the king of Hittites. Was the letter from Tutankhamun's widow? Let's see if we've got this letter. Here we go. My husband has died and I have no son. They say that you have many sons. You might give me one of your sons and he might become my husband. I would not want to take one of my servants. I am unhappy to make him my husband. So his wife, Tutankhamun's wife, was called Anankhasenamun. She doesn't say in that letter that A may have killed her husband, Tutankhamun. Is that because she didn't know or because it wasn't him? So who does Tutankhamun's wife mean when she says one of my servants? Does she mean A? Who knows? The king of Hittites sent one of his sons to Egypt, but he died on the way there. He may have been killed, and Anankhasenamun forced to marry A instead. So how can technology help to solve the mystery? Have we got any later information to help us solve this? And that's a good question, because in 2005, Tutankhamun's body was scanned. So a CT scanner creates a much more detailed picture of the body than an X-ray. And this is what the researchers found. Tutankhamun was healthier than the 1968 X-ray suggested. The scan showed his spine was bent when he was being mummified. The damage to the skull happened after Tutankhamun died. And new evidence, Tutankhamun's leg was broken just before or just after he died. Could an infection from this wound have killed him? DNA testing. Scientists can now find out about Tutankhamun's health from DNA in tiny samples of his body. These tests reveal that he could actually have been disabled from birth. He may also have been suffering from a disease that made him very weak. If Tutankhamun was disabled from birth, that explains the walking sticks and the pictures of him sitting down found in his tomb. Maybe he couldn't walk without a stick.
Since Howard Carter first entered the tomb nearly a century ago, archaeologists and scientists have used new methods to analyze Tutankhamun's remains. CT scans and now DNA tests have revealed more than ever before about how the young king may have lived and died.
So, what do the medical experts think? To crack this case, we have had to listen to the medical experts. Not everyone agrees about the results of the DNA testing. Have a look at this report from a New Scientist magazine. Some scientists are not convinced by the results of the DNA testing. One scientist said the testing was not seen as rigorous or convincing. She also said many of us in the DNA community are surprised that this has been published. Another scientist said, "In my experience, it is not very easy to get these results. I can't do it, and I've spent a long time trying." So if scientists can't agree on the evidence, what hope have we got? So was Tutankhamun killed? We can't speak to any suspects, and all the evidence has been locked away underground for thousands of years. Do we have enough information to crack this case? Let's look at the evidence we do have. What do we know? Tutankhamun lived at a dangerous time. Lots of people were killed, so maybe he was too. Was he buried in a hurry? His tomb is smaller than most royal tombs and seems to be hidden away. At least two powerful men had good reason to want Tutankhamun killed. Scientific studies have not proved how he died. So should the case be dismissed, do you think? There are no clear signs on Tutankhamun's body that he was murdered. X-rays and CT scans found signs of a broken leg, disease and disability, which could all have caused his death. If he was killed, why bury him as a pharaoh with all his treasures? Some experts are convinced that Tutankhamun died from an illness. However, we can't be sure. If Tutankhamun was killed, it looks as if Horemheb or some other killer has got away with it. So this history mystery remains unsolved. Oh, look, we've got one last thing. It says, "Beware the mummy's curse." Has the tomb of Tutankhamun released a deadly curse on those who disturbed the boy king's mummy? People started to worry about a curse when Lord Carnarvon died suddenly just a few months after the tomb was discovered. Carnarvon's son claimed that his father's dog let out a terrible cry and died the same day as his master. It was even said that the lights went out in Egypt's capital city. Since then, the curse has been blamed for deaths or disasters affecting many people who visited the tomb. Howard Carter and the others who made this amazing discovery died many years ago, but the story of Tutankhamun's curse lives on. What do you reckon, Willow class? Was he killed? Is there a curse on the tomb? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for listening.